System76 has built a replacement for some of Ubuntu and Canonical's infrastructure in response to attacks from Islamic cyber terrorists on Ubuntu. Huh. The universe is weird. Sometimes covering the tech industry is a bit on the bizarre side. It sort of makes me think of, I don't know if any of you have ever read the Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, any of those books from Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy guy. In it is, and this is just what makes me think of, in it is the discussion around the thought of the interconnectedness of all things. Like a butterfly flaps his wings in Cleveland, and now there's a tsunami happening off the coast of Australia. Or, a kid stubs his toe in Nebraska, and then all of a sudden a pumpkin explodes in Russia, right? Stuff is all interconnected, and weird things can really happen because of that. And this is really a bizarre one to me, because what we really have here is a group of, or a individual, but a cyber terrorist organization known as 313 Team committed a long series of denial of service attacks against a ton of different companies, one of which was Ubuntu, in response to the military action happening in Iran. And in response to the downtime that resulted because Ubuntu servers were offline for the better part of about 5 days, which slowed down System76's ability to get a release of Pop! OS and system updates out. In response to that, the System76 is now rolling their own infrastructure replacement from Ubuntu so that future Islamic attacks won't slow them down. So really, because of military action against Iran, System76 in Colorado has created a clone or a replacement to Launchpad from Ubuntu. Just a really weird connection to me. This is a real thing, though. Let me walk you through it. So System76 made this announcement early in the day on Friday. Ubuntu 26.04 LTS is now available, preloaded on System76 hardware. Distributed denial of service attacks hit Ubuntu's infrastructure and slowed us down, so we built our own and dropped the Launchpad, which is a system part of the Ubuntu infrastructure, dependency entirely. Faster releases from here on out. So blah 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 blah, and of course those attacks, those distributed denial of service attacks, were against a ton of companies, right? It wasn't just Canonical and Ubuntu, though it does seem like that was the most successful one, which is a little bit of a black eye for the maker of one of the most used Linux platforms on earth. But the same group, the 313 Team, which is an Islamic cyber terrorist group. Here, let me show you. Here's their big their big logo. It's a little thing, dude, hand holding an assault rifle and whatnot, with the words, "Wherever you may be, Allah will bring you together. The Shia Islamic resistance in Iraq." But they attacked Spotify, Microsoft, Ubuntu, Verizon, GoDaddy, Squarespace, WordPress, Goodreads, and Amazon, eBay. And then yesterday they went after OpenAI and ChatGPT, but that seemed to have lasted minutes before they kind of failed at that one. And now today, actually just before I'm recording this, they started an attack on Cloudflare as well, because this is just what they do. They're just kind of just throwing this little epic tantrum, attacking every random tech company with denial of service attacks. According to the 313 Team, they've been planning this one for a while, because the Cloudflare assisted, or theoretically assisted, Canonical and Ubuntu in resolving their attack, and so this Iran and Palestinian aligned group is attacking Cloudflare now. And all of this has culminated in System76 rolling their own Ubuntu infrastructure, or at least a replacement for a portion of Launchpad. I don't know to what degree they've rolled their own. I don't know if they've just cloned parts of that code. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they're doing. They were pretty cagey about all of it, but they, needless to say, are replacing some of Ubuntu's infrastructure. Bizarre. Truly, truly, truly bizarre. On the same token, what is really weird to me about the whole 313 team thing is that none of the platforms that this terrorist organization publishes to, specifically I'm talking about Telegram and X, have censored them. Now, I'm pretty opposed to censorship and all that sort of thing, but I see this group or individual or something stating that they are using both Telegram and X to coordinate, plan, promote, advertise, brag about, and whatnot, their specifically illegal activities. I mean, they're running denial of service attacks against these companies, and they even brag, "Oh, we managed to bring down this company for so many hours. That's going to cost X number of millions of dollars, and we're doing it in the name of Iran because we want to destroy America, great Satan, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, right?" So they're bragging about committing crimes on X and Telegram and orchestrating it on X and Telegram. And now, for those of you who follow me much, you know that I find X's, let's just say, administration of their own rules to be kind of bizarre, right? Every now and then, X goes on a ban spree. Well, they will ban anyone who says anything like remotely negative about like the religion of Islam or things like that. And then the next week, they won't ban anyone. Like people could literally be on X saying, "I'm going to murder this person and I'm going to do it with this weapon on this date. And I want more people to murder with me." And no, they won't ban those people. Like it's truly bizarre. It's just kind of all over the map. I have a personal view that if you're going to have rules, you should enforce them or get rid of the rules, right? Like if X decided they just wanted to be the Wild West and anyone from grandmas posting about knitting to a guy in a cat picture to Islamic terrorists want to post on there, they can. If that's what X wants to be, more power to them. But if you're going to have rules against things like, I don't know, illegal and regulated behaviors, such as planning, orchestrating, profiting from, and bragging about the crimes you commit, which this Islamic terrorist team does, you should probably enforce that or just not have the rule. So I'm like, you know what? I want to test this because it was so blatant and flagrant. So I'm like, okay, there's no possible way you can interpret X's rules and say that this 313 team is not violating them, whether you agree with the rules or not, right? So I submitted to both Telegram and X, and I said, hey, look, they've got the accounts on your platform. They're using your platform to profit from, orchestrate, and organize their criminal activity in the countries in which you operate. What do you think about that? Telegram just ignored me completely. Just completely and totally. X got back to me right away and said, hey, thanks for reporting the terrorists. Our support team has determined that a violation of our rules did not take place. It's like, okay, all right. It's ridiculous. Just to put this out there, anyone at X watching, if you're going to have rules, enforce them. Or just change the rules. If you don't want to enforce the rules, get rid of them or change them or something. This is really stupid. But even more ridiculous is the fact that there's military action in Iran. And so therefore, System76 had to replace some of Ubuntu's infrastructure. Just bizarre. The future is weird, man. The future is really weird. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers for allowing me to do this sort of coverage. Go to lunduke.com and Click on links. It's got so many links, it's going to make your head explode. It's fantastic. RSS feeds and X and Substack and friggin' Facebook, Telegram, TikTok. Friggin' TikTok is on there. The Lunduke Journal publishes everywhere. Why? Because then no one platform can shut the Lunduke Journal down. Like I was saying with the whole X thing. X on if it's a random weird Thursday, X will ban anyone. But the rest of the time, you can literally be like, I'm planning to use a nuclear warhead to blow up the heads of state. And they're like, okay, that's fine. So you never know when you're going to get banned. So I publish everywhere. I've been demonetized and shadow banned and had accounts suspended on YouTube. I don't know how many times now. So if you follow me on a platform, like let's say YouTube, and all of a sudden a couple days go by, like there's 4 or 5 days and there's no shows from Lunduke. It's because I'm probably suspended. Go check one of the other platforms. So go to lunduke.com. All the links are right up at the top. And here's the thing. All those shows, the video shows, the audio podcasts, all of it, it's all free. Right? You can enjoy it. You can share it around. There's no cost to you for any of that. And that's made possible, here comes the pledge drive part, by all the people who do grab subscriptions to the Lunduke Journal. And there's a bunch of cool little perks that subscribers get. They get the exclusive forum, and they get the MP4 DRM free downloads, a whole bunch of PDF ebooks I've written over the years, some of them almost 20 years ago now. But you get access to all that stuff. And lifetime subscribers also can get added to the walls of shame, the retro computer themed walls that are just truly glorious. There are 7 of those walls right now. The 7th one is just about full. The 7th wall is the Solaris wall, and it's beautiful. But I think it's only got a couple of spots left. So it's first come, first serve. If it's already full and you want to get on it, my apologies. I can't do anything to help you about it. But this next week, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there, I'm going to be updating the Solaris wall, and all the other walls will be all up to date, and it'll be full. And we'll debut wall number 8, which will be yet another new retro computing platform. I know what it is. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to debut wall number 8 because it's a computing platform that I would really like to have myself. I don't personally own the piece of hardware that I need to run this old computing platform. So I'm going to be using an emulator to create the wall and that make sure it looks exactly right, because these are all screenshots. These aren't like gimped or photoshopped or anything. But one day, wall number 8's computer platform is one I will have sitting on a desk right in my office. It's gonna happen. It's an important thing for me. But if you'd like to grab a lifetime subscription, go to lunduke.com and you can grab one there and you can get on those walls. Also, it is massively discounted through the end of May. So through May 31st, it's May 22nd as I'm recording this now. Lifetime subscriptions are massively discounted. Again, go to lunduke.com, click on the little 50% off yearly or massively discounted lifetime subs link, and you can get on the lifetime subscriber wall right there on the super cheap and support the Lunduke Journal all at the same time. And because of all that, I don't have to take money from any big tech company. I don't have to run ads about this episode is brought to you by Square Flugen or any of that garbage. No company, no Red Hat, Microsoft, Amazon, anyone can tell the Lunduke Journal what to say or what not to say. I can cover the truth always and go wherever the story goes. That feels pretty good. And that's because of all of you. You guys are fantastic. Best nerds on the internet. I tell you what. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tube, I do declare, end broadcast.